All right, welcome back to another explainer. Today we are stepping into the shoes of a word detective, and we've actually got a very important suspect to investigate. We're looking at the patriarch of this incredibly fascinating word family, the Greek root anthrop. Now look, if you've ever felt kind of intimidated by those massive, scary-looking academic words, do not worry, because by the end of this explainer, you're going to see how just knowing this single puzzle piece literally unlocks an entire dictionary of meaning. We're talking science, history, literature, the whole shebang. So let's jump right in and meet the most important words in the anthrop family.
Okay, so here is a fun rhyme to remember the root right off the bat. Tell me why ain't anthrop nothing but a human? So what does that actually mean for us? Well, it means that whenever you see the letters ANTHROP in a word, I want you to immediately think about people. Think about humans or human behavior. That is your unbreakable baseline rule for today. Every single word we look at is going to connect back to this one human-centered idea.
Branch 1. Studying ourselves. So, let's look at the etymological math for the word anthropology. If we break it apart, we get anthrop plus ology. Now the root means human, and the suffix ology means study of. So if you put them together, anthropology literally means the study of humans. It's a super common academic word, especially in school, science, and history. A really funny memory line to lock this in is simply this: anthropology is the class where humans study humans. Building on that, if anthropology is the subject, well, who's the one doing the studying? That would be an anthropologist. We do the exact same math here. Anthro, for human, plus ologist for the person who studies. That ologist ending always gives us an expert. So, an anthropologist is just a person who studies humans. Basically, an anthropologist is a human detective. They're out there digging through ancient cultures and behaviors, just trying to figure out what makes us tick.
Branch 2. Human-like and centered.
Now here is a brilliant word you're going to see a lot in literature: anthropomorphic. Let's break it apart. Anthrop means human. Morph means form or shape, and ic means having the quality of. So, anthropomorphic means human form-like or having human traits. We use this word all the time for animals or objects that act like people. So your funny memory line here is an anthropomorphic animal is a people-style animal. You know, like whenever you read about a rabbit wearing glasses and reading a book, or a teapot singing a song, boom! That is an anthropomorphic character.
And that brings us to anthropoid. When we break this one down, anthrop plus oid, we uncover a really powerful suffix. The ending oid just means like or resembling. So anthropoid simply means something that resembles a human, like an ape standing upright. Your memory line for this one is super straightforward. Oid means like, so anthropoid means human-like.
Okay, now look at this massive, advanced word, anthropocentric. I know, it looks super intimidating, right? But with our new detective skills, it's actually a breeze. Anthropo is human, centris is center, and ike means having the quality of. So it literally translates to human-centered. You'll see this pop up a lot in philosophy and science. It's basically the viewpoint of putting humans right at the center of the universe. Just think of a target. Anthropocentric means humans are at the center.
Branch 3. Love and hate.
All right, first up on our emotional branch is philanthropy. Let's break it apart. We've got phil plus anthrop plus ya. The prefix phil is a Greek root that actually means love. So add that to our root for human, and the whole word literally means love of humans or love of humanity. In real life, philanthropy means kindness, giving, and helping people. So your memory line here is absolutely golden. Phil means love, so philanthropy means love for people.
And just like we saw with anthropology, we have a word for the actual person doing the action, right? The philanthropist. Phil is love, anthrop is human, and the ending ist means a person who does something. So a philanthropist is a person who loves people by helping them out. Think of a philanthropist as a human helper, like a superhero donor flying into a community to give out school supplies and books. They're literally putting that love of humanity into action.
We can also easily convert this into an adjective, philanthropic, by simply swapping the ist suffix for ic, which, remember, means having the quality of. We get a word that describes a charitable or generous attitude. If a community comes together to help those in need, you describe their actions as highly philanthropic. To lock that in, just remember, philanthropic equals kind of people.
Okay, but let's flip the emotional coin for a second. What happens when we swap that prefix of love for a prefix of dislike? Well, we get a misanthrope. Let's break it apart. Mis plus anthrop plus E. The prefix mis means dislike or hate, so a misanthrope is someone who actively dislikes people and just does not enjoy being around them. So your memory line? Mis means dislike, so a misanthrope is someone who says, "No thanks, people."
And to round out this branch, we've got the noun form of that negative emotion, misanthropy. That's mis for dislike, plus anthrop for human, plus ye for the state or condition. This is the actual feeling of disliking humanity. And it's a really important distinction to keep straight. Misanthropy is the feeling itself, while a misanthrope is the specific person feeling it. One is the grumpy attitude, the other is the grumpy person.
Branch 4, Word Detective Superpowers.
So, take a look at this word detective training matrix. This brilliantly illustrates how the English language is basically just a giant set of Lego blocks. Now you can really see the pattern. The root anthrop stays completely steady right there in the middle. It's always about humans. But look at how adding prefixes and suffixes changes the whole meaning. Phil makes it about love, miss makes it about dislike, and the suffixes on the right, they just change the grammatical job of the word. You see, you don't actually have to memorize a dictionary. You just have to memorize the blocks.
Building up your suffix power is surprisingly easy. Like we saw today, if you want to talk about a study, you use lology. If you want to identify the expert, use ologist or ist. Need to describe a quality, just slap an ick on the end. Want to say something looks like something else, use oid. Honestly, by just locking these 6 simple suffixes into your brain, you can instantly look at the tail end of any massive academic word and figure out exactly what it's trying to tell you.
And as a quick bonus, by studying anthrop today, you've accidentally learned several other incredibly powerful roots. Notice the comparison here. While anthrop is Greek for human, human is actually the Latin-based root for people. You also picked up phil for love, morph for shape, and center for center. These are puzzle pieces that connect to hundreds of other complex words. You are literally building a massive vocabulary multiplier right now.
So, the crucial takeaway here is this. Words are not just random collections of letters. Not at all. They are structured codes just waiting to be cracked. You now know that whenever you see the letters ANTHROP, you're dealing with humanity. Today, you've met the scientists, the superhero donors, the people-style rabbits, and yeah, even the grumpy cats. So I want to leave you with this question. Knowing that anthrop means human, and equipped with all your new prefix and suffix superpowers, what other massive, scary-looking words are you ready to decode today? Keep looking for those roots. Stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.